Good morning all. I, Dr. Neha Ronald William, will going to teach you about physiology of urine formation. There are mainly three processes involved in the urine formation: glomerular filtration, tubular reabsorption, tubular secretion. Glomerular filtration, it is a filtration of body fluid and solute from the blood out of the glomerular capillaries into the Bowman capsule. All substances from the blood are filtered out except the proteins, cells, and the colloid. Colloids exert an inward pull due to the osmotic pressure against the hydrostatic pressure. This results in 45 millimeter mercury of the net filtering force. Glomerular filtration rate depends on the following factors: permeability of the capillaries, area of filtration, intracapillary pressure, intracapsular pressure, osmotic pressure of the blood plasma. Tubular reabsorption: nearly 175 liters of deproteinized plasma is filtered out through glomeruli in 24 hours, but only about 1.5 liter of urine is finally excreted daily. The following substances are reabsorbed by the renal tubule at various levels. Glucose, it is reabsorbed completely from the proximal tubule, along with glucose, galactose, and fructose are also absorbed. Water, more than 85% of the water is reabsorbed from the tubule. This takes place in the proximal, distal, and even in collecting tubule of the total reabsorption. Seventh, eighth, reabsorbed by the proximal tubule. This reabsorption is controlled by the antidiuretic hormone of the posterior pituitary gland. Antidiuretic hormone regulate extracellular water by adjusting the amount of water reabsorbed into the blood by the distal convoluted tubule and collecting tubule. When the when this fails, reabsorption does not occur and conspicuous urination follows. This disease is called diabetes insipidus. Salt, sodium chloride is reabsorbed in the proximal and distal tubule. Potassium is completely reabsorbed from the proximal tubule. Bicarbonate is completely reabsorbed by the tubule. Tubular secretion, the substances which are not found in the filtrate are also found in the urine. These are directly excreted from the blood by the tubules themselves through the enzyme mechanism, and this is called tubular secretion. Tubular cells also manufacture certain new substances. This is an active process in which substances like potassium, hydrogen, creatinine, and drugs like phenol, penicillin are directly excreted by the tubular cells from the blood. Countercurrent multiplier system. The descending limb of the loop of Henle is permeable to sodium ion and chloride ion, whereas in ascending limb, active transport of chloride ion take place from the filtrate of the tubule to the interstitial fluid of medulla. Transport of chloride ion is followed passively by sodium ion. Thus, as the fluid moves downwards in the descending limb of loop of Henle, there is an increase in sodium ion and chloride ion in the tubule in ascending limb of the loop of Henle. There is active transport of chloride ion and hence outward movement of sodium ion. This causes a fall in concentration of sodium chloride as the fluid moves upward. In other words, there are two parallel streams of liquid flowing opposite to each other, resulting in an increased sodium chloride concentration in the medullary interstitial fluid. This is known as counter current multiplier system. Acid base balance. In a healthy person, the pH of the extracellular fluid ranges from 7.35 to 7.45. Maintenance of this narrow range is essential for the survival and depend on three major mechanisms: buffer system, respiration, kidney excretion. Buffer system. Most buffer system of the body are weak acid and weak bases. They include carbonic acid bicarbonate system, the phosphate system, and the hemoglobin oxyhemoglobin system. The carbonic acid bicarbonate buffer system is based on the carbonic acid and sodium bicarbonate. Body process to tend to acidify the blood rather than to make it more alkaline. In other words, body need more bicarbonate salt than carbonic acid, and when the extracellular pH is normal, bicarbonate molecules outnumber. Diseases of kidney. Calculi. Stone formation in the urinary tract is caused by any condition that leads to precipitation of salt in the urine. These salt remain in solution. If the urine tends to be alkaline, stone formation may occur. Patients frequently have hematuria, pyuria, retention of urine, and if the stone is locked in ureter or passing through it, several severe renal colic follows. Most fruits and vegetables favors alkalinity of the urine, whereas meat and cereals favor acidity. Patients have tendency towards stone formation may have to eliminate citrus fruit and carbonated beverages from their diet because these favor greater alkalinity of the urine. Other conditions that predispose patient to stone formation are prolonged bed rest or inactivity, parathyroid disease, and osteoporosis. Nephrosis, nephroptosis. Since the kidney are supported by fed pads rather than anchored in place by ligament, they may drop slightly as a result of large weight loss. This is nephroptosis, and the layman may refer it as a floating kidney or dropped kidney. Tumors of the kidney or urinary bladder are usually first evident by painless hematuria. Occasionally, pathological examination of the urine will reveal tumor cells. Most kidney tumors are malignant and metastasis early. Cystitis is an inflammation of the urinary bladder. It is common in women than men because the female urethra is shorter and microbes can more easily enter the bladder. Symptoms of cystitis include increased urinary frequency, burning urgency, dysuria, hematuria. If the infection is severe, the patient may have chills and fever. Colitis, it is inflammation of the renal pelvis, often due to E. coli bacteria or other infection in the body. It is more common in women than men. It may be acute, subacute, or chronic. Pyelonephritis, it is an infection of the kidney. The disease can be either acute or chronic. The acute pyelonephritis is usually a complication of an infection where elsewhere in the body. Chronic pyelonephritis is not successful. The patient with pyelonephritis has fever, nausea, and vomiting, flank pains, and pyuria. Glomerulonephritis, it is a kidney infection characterized by inflammation of the glomeruli. It can be either acute or chronic. Although the reason is not clearly understood, acute glomerulonephritis frequently follows upper respiratory tract infection. Many patients with chronic glomerulonephritis have no history of having an acute type of glomerulonephritis. Uremia, it is a metabolic disaster resulting from severe kidney damage. It is to say urine and blood, and therefore in times to come serious proxemia follows. Renal hypertension, as an ischemic disease, kidney will decrease blood supply and oxygen supply, secrete a hypertensinogen substance, namely angiotensinic, which and conversion to active angiotensin raises the blood pressure. This is called renal hypertension. Thank you.